It's a little while. All right, but we're back. We're back and better than ever. All right, sharing my screen. You can check that out. We are in middle of the Torah portion of Miketz, fifth reading. And the drama continues, and it is quite dramatic. So let's jump right in. All right, welcome to Daily Power Parsha. Today is December 17th, and it's great to study some Torah together with you. All right, Torah portion is Miketz, fifth reading, chapter 42 of Genesis, verse number 19, where we left off. Joseph's brothers had come down to Egypt to buy food. Remember, there was a famine, and Egypt was the place with the food. Egypt was the place with all the eats, because Joseph was the man with the plan. And he had stored the food, and now he was selling it. This guy is making a killing for the country. And now Jacob sends his sons down, 10 sons down to buy food. Joseph recognizes them. They don't recognize him. He accuses them of being spies, and the drama unfolds from there. They said, no, we're not spies. We're just people. We're just a family. We have a father. There's actually 12 of us. One, we don't know where he is. The other is at home. He says, aha, there's one at home. Bring him here to corroborate the story. Well, he also wanted all of them to be 11 brothers bowing down to him or whatever, being there with him to fulfill the dream. So they tell him, no, there's either way. He says, I'm going to hold you. I'm going to keep you incarcerated until you bring me the 11th brother, which takes us to this reading. Here we go. Joseph says, all right, change of plan. If you are honest, your one brother will be confined in your prison, and you go bring the grain for the hunger of your household. So he says, okay, instead of keeping all of you in prison and only sending one to bring down your younger brother to corroborate your story, I have another plan. I'm going to let you all go, except for one. I'm going to keep one of you here as collateral in prison. I'll let you go. I'll even let you bring the grain back home. So you came to buy food, I'll give you food. I'll send you nine out of 10, I'm going to send home with the food. But then, verse 20, and bring your youngest brother to me. That's the condition, right? So I'll let you all go except for one. I'll give you the food that you wanted, but you got to bring back Benjamin. Well, he doesn't call him Benjamin, but your youngest brother, so that your words may be verified and you will not die. All right, this is going to be your confirmation. And they did so. In other words, they said, okay, we agree. We agree. By the way, which one brother was he going to incarcerate? It was Shimon. Shimon and Levi had been the two brothers that banded together to destroy the city of Shechem. So they were the warriors. So Shimon was going to be the one brother incarcerated so as to split up the dynamic duo of Shimon and Levi. Okay, take a look. Take a look at what happens in the side chatter in verse 21. And they said to one another, indeed, we are guilty for our brother, that we witnessed the distress of his soul when he begged us, and we did not listen. That is why this trouble has come upon us. Right? Why is it they just came down to buy food, and the viceroy is giving them a hard time, accusing them of being spies, of being conspirators, trying to destroy the city and destroy the country. You got to bring back Benjamin. I'm going to incarcerate you. I'll incarcerate one. I'll send the rest, but you have to come back down with Benjamin. Why all the drama? They said it must be because 20 years ago, we sold our brother. And when he begged us, we didn't listen to him. When he was pleading for his life, we were callous. This must be now payback. This must be karma coming back to us, payback for the harm that we perpetrated upon our own flesh and blood. That is why this trouble has come upon us. Verse 22, and Reuben answered them, and he said, didn't I tell you, saying, do not sin against the lad? But you did not listen. Behold, his blood too is being demanded. Reuben said, I told you so. I told you then not to harm him, and you didn't listen to me. What is Reuben saying? I mean, they're clearly distressed. They're clearly sorry for what they did. And Reuben says, I told you so. What message is he sharing? Can anybody think, does anybody have an answer to offer as to what Reuben is saying in verse 22 with the, didn't I say don't sin against Joseph, but you didn't listen? That's why this is happening. What's he saying? Is Reuben just twisting the knife? They're in pain and he's just giving them more pain. Why are the brothers sorry for selling Joseph? Maybe I'll ask a different question. In verse 21, why are they sorry for selling Joseph?
Because of what happened to them.
Exactly. They're sorry for selling Joseph because of what's happening now to them. So I'll ask you a question. Are they sorry for Joseph or are they sorry for themselves? Right? It's like people, they apologize once they're caught. Are they really sorry about what they did? Or are they sorry they got caught? You understand the difference? Yeah. So in this case, the brothers are saying, we messed up 20 years ago. We witnessed the distress of his soul, of Joseph's soul, when he begged us and we didn't listen. That's why this is happening to us today. Shkoyach. They're not upset about what they did to him. They're upset about what they did to him because of what's happening to them. In other words, because they're getting payback, they're saying, what do we do? But they're not actually regretting what they did to him. Yes, Donna.
But I don't recall, did Reuben actually try to stop what the brothers?
Yeah, Reuben told them, don't kill him, throw him into the pit. And what he meant to say is, let's just pull back from this. Now, he might also be exaggerating his intervention because he didn't actually, we spoke about this a few weeks ago. Last week, he didn't fully end the situation as perhaps he should have, but he suggested that they pull back. So now let's actually pick up on that piece of it. So what is Reuben saying? Reuben is saying the wrong that was done is not because now you're getting payback. The wrong that you did is because of the wrong that you did then. In other words, what made it wrong then is because it was wrong then. What made it wrong then is not because you got caught now or because the viceroy is giving you a hard time and you think it's tied into that moment 20 years ago when you were not nice to someone else, to your own flesh and blood. Didn't I tell you, don't sin against the lad? In other words, the issue is don't hurt the child, not what's happening to you. That's why this trouble has come upon us. It's the difference between, there's two types of regret, right? There's regretting the consequence, essentially, regretting the indiscretion because of the consequence, or regretting the indiscretion itself. And what Reuben is saying is, if you really want to do tshuva now, if you really want to say sorry or really want to be sorry for what you did, stop framing it. Stop making it about yourself. Even today, when you feel bad about what you did, it's still not about Joseph. You're still not listening to him. Joseph was begging for his life. You didn't care. Now you care. You still don't care about Joseph. You still don't care about Joseph. You only care about yourselves. That's what he's telling them. You haven't thought about Joseph the last 20 years. You only care today because you're having a bad day. It's still about you. Reuben said, I told you, the issue is not to sin against the lad. Don't harm the child. It's not about you. It's about the child. Does that make sense? All right, let's continue. Now, as they're having this conversation, verse 23, the Torah narrator fills us in on some interesting piece of info. They did not know that Joseph understood, for the interpreter was between them. In other words, when they spoke to Joseph, they had a Hebrew Egyptian interpreter because that's how it worked. They didn't realize that Joseph was their brother and could totally understand the Hebrew that they were speaking. That wasn't a problem. So they didn't know. They thought they were speaking in a language that he couldn't understand because they had an interpreter the whole time. So they figured he didn't understand. Why would you have an interpreter if you understood the language? Well, it was all for the appearance of it. But Joseph knew. When he heard this conversation, he turned away from them and wept. You see that? He was filled with emotion. Hearing his brothers regret what they did, hearing Reuben say, I told you it was wrong then, not because of what's happening, hearing this whole dialogue amongst his brothers, he actually couldn't hold himself back. He goes to a corner, goes to another room, goes to the bathroom, whatever it is, and he wept. And then he returned to them and spoke to them. And like I told you before, he took Shimon, from among them and imprisoned him before their eyes. So again, he was overcome by emotion, but he's got to play the stern viceroy for his plan over here. So he composed himself, came back, took Simeon, the one brother that was going to be the token prisoner, and that's it. Again, why Simeon? Why Shimon? Because he was one of the two, along with Levi, who destroyed the city of Shechem. So he knew you got to split those two up, or else they are just dangerous. Okay, verse 25. And Joseph commanded, and they filled their vessels. I picture like Tupperware, or whatever it was, whatever they brought down to bring the food back with, right? Whatever, suitcases of vessels of stuff. So they filled their vessels with grain, and Joseph commanded to return their money into each one's sack. Look at that. Joseph said to his people, give them the food that they bought, that they came here to buy, and return all their money to them. Just slide it into their bags. And number 3, give them provisions for the journey. A tuna sandwich, an apple, a seltzer, whatever. Let's say a little food along the way. And his assistant did so for them. So again, not 10 brothers come down. 1 is now incarcerated. 9 are sent back with the food and the money and Snapple for the journey. Let's continue. And they loaded their grain upon their donkeys, the nine of the brothers, and they went away from there. Well, guess what? They stopped at the Best Western. The one opened his sack to give fodder to his donkey at the lodging place. I told you it was the Best Western, right? And he saw his money that there it was in the mouth of his sack. He's like, I gave the viceroy or the viceroy's people, I gave them, $500 for the food. Why is the money back in the envelope, back in my bag? And he said to his brothers, my money has been returned. And indeed, here it is in my sack. Their hearts sank, and trembling, they turned to one another, saying, what is this that God has done to us? Because now it seems that not only have they bought food, but they stole the money back. And now they're just like, what is going on here? This whole thing is not working out. It's a nightmare. It's a horror movie. That's just their life. Now, you would think they would be happy. They got money. But they're like, this is not going to be good. We have the viceroy's money back in our bags. Well, they continued back home. Verse 29. And they came to Jacob, their father, to the land of Canaan. They returned home. And they told him all that had befallen them, saying, this is how they told the story. The man, the Lord of the land, your brother, right? Joseph, but they didn't know. The man, the Lord of the land, spoke to us harshly, and he accused us of spying on the land. And we said to him, we are honest. We were never spies. We are 12 brothers, the son of our father. One son is gone, and today the youngest is with our father in land of Canaan. And the man, this is all them telling their father what happened. And the man, the Lord of the land, Joseph, said to us, with this I will know that you are honest. Leave one of your brothers with me, and what is needed for the hunger of your households, take and go. So Shimon stays, take your food, and bring Oh yeah, and bring your youngest brother to me, Benjamin, so that I will know that you are not spies and that you are honest. Then I will give you your brother, Shimon, the incarcerated one, and you may travel around in the land. So all you need to do, take the food, go home, bring back Benjamin, I'll give you back Shimon, and you're good. I'll stamp your papers. Y'all have been vetted. You're good. You're not spies. That's it. And then you can, ride the camels in front of the pyramids and take a selfie for Instagram. That's it. No problem. You're good to go. Next. And it came to pass that they were emptying their sacks. And behold, so that's what they told their father. And remember, one of them opened up their bag on the way, but the rest of them didn't. Well, now that they're home, everyone opened, you unpack your suitcase. They unpacked their suitcase, and behold, each one's bundle of money was in his sack. Remember how all 10 of them went into different entrances? They all had their own money to buy food. Well, everyone had their money back in their bags. They saw the bundles of their money. They and their father, Jacob, was there, and they became frightened. Just like the one who unpacked it along the way was frightened, they're also now frightened. And their father Jacob said to them, "You have bereaved me." In other words, y'all are killing me. Joseph is gone. Shimon is gone. And you want to take Benjamin? Stop the bleeding. All these troubles have come upon me. You hear what Jacob is saying, the father. Joseph is gone for 20 years. I sent you down to Egypt. Simeon is gone. And now you're saying, yeah. But all we need is Benjamin. Are you kidding me? You have a terrible track record, losing my children left and right. Verse 37. Reuben spoke to his father, saying, "You may put my 2 sons to death if I don't bring him Benjamin to you. Put him in my hands, and I will return him to you." So Reuben steps up, the oldest son, the oldest brother. He says, "I got this. Trust me. Entrust Benjamin to my hands. I will bring him back. And if not, you can put my 2 sons to death." Jacob says, what kind of deal is that? Well, I'll take my grandsons. What kind of deal? What kind of promise is that? It's a weird promise. You can kill my kids if I don't bring back your kid? They're my grandkids. What kind of thing is that? But Jacob said, "No, my son shall not go down with you, because his brother Joseph is dead, and he alone is left from his mother, Rachel. And if misfortune befalls him on the way you are going, you will bring down my gray head in sorrow to the grave." Wow. Look at that. If I send Benjamin with you and anything should happen to him, I'm done. I won't be able to recover from that. You will bring down my gray head in sorrow to the grave. That's powerful. That is powerful. Well, the story continues. So let's pause for a moment and let's set the stage here. Let's understand what's going on. Who is at Canaan right now? Canaan. Jacob and 10 sons. There's Shimon and Yosef. Simeon and Joseph. Shimon is in a prison in Egypt, and Joseph is the viceroy of Egypt. 10 sons at home, and those 10 sons, or 9 of them, are saying, "Just give us Benjamin, and we'll sort this whole mess out." And Jacob is saying, no deal, no dice, not happening. It's the only one I have left from Rachel. Okay, let's see what happens next. But chapter 43 of Genesis. But the hunger was severe in the land. You got to eat. And it came to pass, verse 2, when they finished eating the grain that they had brought from Egypt, that their father said to them, "Go back and buy us a little food." But Judah spoke to him, saying, "The man warned us repeatedly, saying, 'You shall not see my face if your brother is not with you.' you want us to go down and buy more food. It's a non-starter without Benjamin. They have our faces up on the post office. They know when we're going to come down. Facial recognition apps. We're not going to sneak through and buy food. You got to stand in line. You're vetted. Joseph is going to remember us. And without Benjamin, we're done. We're done. But, verse 4, if you send our brother with us, if you do send Benjamin, we will go down and buy food for you. Oh, and rescue your son who's still there. But let's talk about the food right now. Okay, so verse number 5. Remember, Shimon is still in prison. But if you do not send him, we will not go down. Because the man said to us, you shall not see my face if your brother is not with you. And Israel said, why have you harmed me by telling the man that you have another brother? Why did you do that? You were waiting for that. You were waiting for that one, right? For Jacob to say, like, why'd you tell him that? Why'd you say that you have another brother? To set up this whole fiasco. So they said, well, defending themselves, the man asked about us and about our family, saying, is your father alive? Do you have a brother? And we told him according to these words. Could we have known that he would say, bring down your brother? It's like we were trying to be honest and transparent. We had no idea that he was going to turn it around and say, oh, bring him to me or else I don't trust you. So Judah said to his father, Israel, Judah said to Israel's father, send the lad with me, and we will get up and go, and we will live and not die, both we and you and also our young children. Send Benjamin, and we're going to get food, and we're going to live. Verse 9, I will guarantee him. From my hand you can demand him. If I do not bring him to you and stand him up before you, I will have sinned against you forever. Basically, Judah is saying, I'm putting myself on the line, not my kids on the line. Not like Reuben who said, oh, take out my kids if I don't. No. Judah says, I'm on the line. My life is on the line. I'm guaranteeing me that I'm going to bring Benjamin back home safely. And then he says another thing. For had we not tarried, by now we would have already returned twice. We could have been back 2 times already had you originally consented to send on Benjamin. By the way, these conversations you and I could have today. Same conversations. Why'd you do that? Oh, why are you delaying? Could have been back twice. All right. So Israel, their father, said to them, if so, then do this. Take some of the choice products of the land in your vessels and take down to the man as a gift a little balm and a little honey, wax, and lotus, pistachios, and almonds. I guess the drought didn't affect those. So anyways, take some gifts. You know, you want to get in good with the viceroy. So take some local gifts. Take a mug that says Canaan. You know, I heart Canaan. So take some souvenirs. The little snow globe. You know, with you know that thing, the whole skyline of Canaan or whatever city they lived in, and go down with the honey, the wax, the balm, the honey, the wax, the lotus, the pistachio, the almonds, and take double the money in your hands. Okay? And the money that was returned in the mouth of your sacks, you shall return in your hands. Perhaps it was an error. So take down the money that ended up back in your bags. Take double the money, double the price of whatever the food is going for. And take your brother, get up, go back to the man. Jacob makes his decision. Go. He signs off on it. Wow. That's gutsy. That's gutsy. And may the Almighty God grant you compassion before the man, and he will release you. He will release to you your other brother and Benjamin. And as for me, as I am bereaved, I am bereaved. In other words, if this goes sideways, I'm done. But that's it. That's it. What can I do? We need food. This is the only option. So smear him. You know, give him extra money, give him some gifts, do your best, take Benjamin, make it happen, get everybody back home. So the men took this gift and they took double the money in their hands And they took Benjamin, and they got up and went down to Egypt and stood before Joseph. Talk about a cliffhanger. Talk about a cliffhanger. The Torah knows what it's doing, my friends, in telling a narrative. This is good storytelling right here. This is tremendous storytelling. All right. So as we leave it off today, we finally have permission from Jacob to take Benjamin down. Finally have permission granted. 10 brothers will go down. Two brothers are already there, Joseph and Shimon. 10 brothers coming down with the money, with the gift, with the kid. And now, not such a kid. He's like 20, he's in his early 20s. And now it's up to Joseph. What's going to happen next? Stay tuned for tomorrow. Now, tomorrow, DPP, same bat time, same bat channel, our pre-Shabbat party. And that we'll do tomorrow, reading 6 and 7 and close out the portion. Before we close out today, we need to discuss a topic, a very interesting topic. And that is, why did Jacob agree to Judah and not to Reuben? Reuben said, I got this. And Jacob said, no, you don't. Judah said, I got this. And Jacob said, okay, I trust you. Why? Well, I pointed out a difference before. One difference is that when they guaranteed, right? Reuben said, I put my kid's life on the line. And Judah said, I put my life on the line. I put my name on it, not my kids' names on it. That's one difference. But we also see how just the way things play out, Judah was a leader. He was a natural leader. When he said something, when he declared something, people responded. If you recall in the story of the sale of Joseph, who was the one that said, let's sell him, and everyone agreed? It was Judah. Judah was, although Reuben was the firstborn, and we talked about Reuben before, he has good intentions, but for some reason, his plans, they never really pan out. He has really good intentions, like he wants to do right by his mother, and he wants, he moves Jacob's bed to his mother's tent. He had good intentions, but didn't execute the right way. He has good intentions about Joseph, saving him, didn't work out. He has good intentions about bringing Benjamin down to Egypt and returning him safely, but again, he doesn't get the job done. He's not a closer. He can't close the deal. He can't seal the deal, right? He can't seal a deal with his father and mother, with his brothers and Joseph, or with his father and Benjamin. He can't seal the deal. Who is the one that has that? It's that intangible of just having the confidence, maybe the charisma, maybe the sincerity to see it through, maybe just the leadership, the respect of the others. It's Judah, which is why the Jewish monarchy is from the line of Judah, from the line of Shevet Yehuda, from the Judean line. King David was from Judah. King Solomon was from Judah. We call it the Davidic dynasty, right? And Mashiach will come from the tribe of Judah as well. So what we see here again is, and I mentioned this a few weeks ago, what we see here is two patterns, two ways in life: intention and action. Intentions are great. Good intentions are wonderful. But we live in a world of action. At the end of the day, good intentions are good and fantastic if they lead to good results. If they don't lead to good results, then it's just not getting the job done. So the message for us is, be like Judah. Be like Reuben also, have good intentions, but be like Judah and finish. Close it out. Like, make it happen. Don't just have an idea, like I feel, I want to, I should, but not actually pull the trigger, right? Make it happen. There's something good that needs to be done, make it happen. Stand up to something that's wrong and make it right, right? Like Donna with the menorah in the building, make it happen. It's not enough to just say, I don't like this. I protest. That's a Reuben. That's a Reubenism. But to make it happen, to get results, that's a Judaism, or that's a Judaism, right? Which we call Judaism. Judaism is all about action. It's all about action. You have to have the intention that drives the action, but it's all about getting the job done, because we live in a world of action. Either it happened or it didn't happen. So what's the message of today? make it happen. I also do want to reiterate the message that I mentioned before. When Reuben, the aforementioned Reuben, did speak to the brothers and tell them that what was wrong then is not because of what's happening now. What was wrong then is what was wrong then. What was wrong is what was wrong, not based on how it affects you today. And that's an important thing when it comes to our own introspection. And we'll conclude with this. When it comes to our introspection, let's not fall into the trap or the temptation of only believing something's wrong when it negatively affects us. Right and wrong is right and wrong, irrespective of how our day is going. If it's wrong, it's wrong. We should fix it. We should stop whatever it is that needs to be stopped. If it's good, let's do it. How it affects us, that's secondary. That's secondary to the core idea. All right. Thank you very much for joining me today for Daily Power Parsha. Hope you enjoyed. And
Your daughter goes down to the police.
one second. And we will see you tomorrow for Daily Power Parsha. And we'll close out the Torah portion tomorrow. By the way, just so you know, even at the end of this Torah portion, we will not have a conclusion of the Joseph story until next week. So it's even going to be a cliffhanger into next week. All right. Any questions, comments before we close it out? Yes.
So the brothers did not know that it was Joseph. The viceroy was Joseph.
Correct. The whole time. Yeah.
So then why are they putting together, the reason we're in this situation is because what we did to our brother Joseph?
Excellent question. They felt that something was off with this interaction. This guy is accusing them out of nowhere of being spies and incarcerating them and demanding things. The whole thing is spinning out of control. And they're like, we're being punished for something. Like this is some sort of bad karma. This is some sort of punishment. What do we do wrong? Oh, we sold our brother as a slave, right? They had no idea probably that he even ended up in Egypt, because remember they sold him either to a Midianite caravan or an Ishmaelite caravan, or even the Midianites pulled him out and sold, and they sold him to the Either way, they didn't necessarily know the destination. They had no idea where this guy was. So to answer your question, they had no clue that this guy was Joseph, but they felt that this is somehow a punishment for what they had done wrong 2 decades prior. And Reuben says that doesn't make it wrong. What makes it wrong is not that now you're feeling the heat. What makes it wrong is it was wrong then. When your brother was crying out and you didn't listen, that's what was wrong. What's wrong about what you did is not that now you're having a bad day. That has nothing to do with it. That's still selfish. And again, it's very important. Oh, very good. It's very important. My son just showed me he took a sample test. He's getting his, well, hopefully, how many? 250 questions for his learner's permit for driving. So I'm gonna take him down now to get the test. So he did a practice test with like 250 questions. He got a 91.5. So I'm hoping that everything goes well and that everything.
We'll be careful walking in the neighborhood.
Please stay off. Please just clear the area. Nothing we love.
Lena just got it.
How was that?
Good. I mean, just same thing. She try, online before going.
Yeah.
But remember to bring all the papers, like the ID,
I got a stack of
because
paperwork.
I hear
I got a stack
a
of
few
paperwork.
parents that get there and forget.
It's complicated because he's out of state in a school. It's whatever. We're going to make it happen. Anyway, but let's close this out and then I'm going to run. So essentially, this is really important. And and again, it's the third time I'm saying it, but it's an important lesson for us. And that is what's wrong is hearing your brother in need and not responding. It has nothing to do with you feeling that you're punished for that. That's something else. Don't do the wrong thing. Or if you did the wrong thing, feel bad about the thing that you did and not about the fact that you're now being punished for it. Anyway, all right, a lesson for all of us, and also a lesson about, as I mentioned before, about making sure if we have good intentions, make it happen. Let's not let it sit in the intention state. Let's have it filter down into action. All right, have a wonderful day. Happy Hanukkah. We'll see you all soon. And tomorrow, 12 o'clock. Take care. Happy 7th day. Bye, all.
Thank you.
Bye, Matt.
Happy
Good to see you.
Hanukkah.
Yeah.